Alright, welcome back to the channel. Apologies for the noise in the back, got the launcher running. But yeah, so ain't no surprise, but I'm a big fan of mobile games. I enjoy dabbling with the games on the phone. I play Eve Echoes, play Pokemon Go, uh, Mario Kart Tour, a few other things, Hearthstone on mobile. So I like mobile games. Hot take here in the Western market, but I'm pretty excited for a little old Diablo Immortal. And spoilers, it is not just mobile. I saw the headlines for this, but I haven't watched this video yet. I wanted to watch it with y'all and give you my first impressions on the release date announcement, PC reveal, and any other little tidbits that they got in here. Alright, so let's get started.
Hello everyone, this is Wyatt Chang, Game Director of Diablo Immortal.
This poor guy.
Thank you all for tuning in to our
after
YouTube premiere tonight. I have some very exciting news that I can't wait to share with you. To everyone who has been eagerly anticipating the release of Diablo Immortal, you won't have to wait much longer. So without further ado, check it out.
Seconds. Only less than like a month and a half away. Like a month and a half away. Heck yeah. For mobile. Yeah. Nice. Now, I mean the graphics aren't like Diablo 4, but they're good. I mean, it's literally higher res than Diablo 4 right now. So I'm here for it. And as long as the gameplay feels good, that's it.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Wyatt here again, and I'm joined now by Adam Fletcher, also known as Pez Radar. He's our community lead for all things Diablo. How's it going, Adam?
Doing great, Wyatt. I'm pretty excited for all the great announcements that we had today for Diablo Immortal. Diablo Immortal coming to PC along with mobile is huge, and I know the community is going to have a ton of different questions to ask related to this, and I think the biggest one will be, why PC? Why are we bringing Diablo Immortal to PC?
It's always been our goal with Diablo Immortal to make a Diablo game a AAA experience that could reach as many players as possible. And we knew that by building it for mobile, that would be the best way to do that. Diablo Immortal is not only our first game built from the ground up for mobile, it's also our biggest and most ambitious Diablo game to date. It's going to have rich social systems. It has deep progression systems that allow players to continually play the game, customize their character, and make their character more powerful over time. As we started to explore how we're going to reach new players and bring new players into the Blizzard family, we knew if our goal is to truly reach as many players as possible, we should be on PC as well. By being on both mobile and PC, we know that everybody will be able to enjoy Diablo Immortal, whether or not
it also gets some nice PR.
Sounds amazing, Wyatt. I think I'm pretty excited for Diablo Immortal along with a lot of other people. I think the next big question that the community has to ask is, when can they get their hands on Diablo Immortal?
Of course, the eternal when's it coming out? Well, the team's been hard at work, and we're really excited to be able to announce today that we are launching on June 2nd. And later that month in select Asia-Pacific regions.
That's awesome to hear. June is right around the corner. I know people are really excited for the date. I think people are also really excited to hear a little bit more about how the game plays on PC, especially if they've been following the development of the mobile version over the past couple years.
It plays great on PC, and another thing I'm really happy to be able to share is that you have full cross-play and cross-progression. That means you can be playing on PC,
is that you're not playing two different
your friends that you're in a party with, they could be on
all
mobile or
connected
PC on the platform of their choice.
Yep.
And then, it's super cool to be at home playing on your PC and then you realize you need to head out the door. So you just log out, grab your phone, log yourself in. You're right where you left off from, and you can take the game with you on the go.
That's awesome to hear that I can take Diablo Immortal on the go or play from the comfort of my own home. I think people will be really excited about that. I know that Diablo Immortal is coming for mobile and uses touchscreen controls. Can you explain to us how the controls will work on PC?
Yeah, absolutely. During our last closed beta, we added controller support for mobile, and players really responded positively, telling us that
I
they
do remember
loved being
hearing
able to
about
connect
that.
a controller to their phone to play Diablo Immortal. Well, we're adding controller support to the PC version of the game as well, so those controls will feel identical. But not everyone wants to play with a controller, so we'll be adding mouse and keyboard support
Mouse and
as well.
keyboard.
That's
So,
great to
like,
hear.
if you
I've
want to play it
personally
like a
always
normal
enjoyed
Diablo
playing all
game,
my Diablo
like
games
traditional
using mouse and
mainline
keyboard, so it's great
PC,
to hear that it's coming to
you can,
Immortal.
which
how is that experience on Diablo Immortal?
I'm happy
In
that
Diablo
they've
Immortal,
listened
you
to
can
feedback.
use your basic primary attack as well as movement using the mouse buttons, as players will probably be familiar, using the left and right mouse buttons, and activate your abilities. By default, they're bound to 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the keyboard with a potion on cue. And for the first time ever in a Diablo game, we're also going to support moving using WASD. I really enjoy playing that way. Since Diablo Immortal, if you come from the touchscreen controls, allowed movement and aiming, it's nice to be able to move around with WASD while aiming a skill using the mouse.
I like that too.
That's amazing to hear. We're getting WASD controls in Diablo. I think people are also going to ask, how does the game look on PC?
It looks gorgeous. The thing about our phones these days is our phones actually have very high resolutions. The pixel density on your phone is very high. So we can still run at a great resolution on PC, and the game just looks absolutely gorgeous.
So as you mentioned earlier, Diablo Immortal is the biggest Diablo game to date. What can players expect from this title?
Well, whether players choose to play on either mobile or PC, they'll be getting the latest in the Diablo franchise. Now, Diablo Immortal is a huge game. We've got 6 character classes, including some iconic favorites like the Barbarian, the Wizard, the Necromancer. And there's going to be a whole main quest storyline for players to play their way through. This main quest storyline is going to explore 8 different zones throughout Sanctuary. And as you go through, the timeline is set in between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. Players are going to meet up with Deckard Cain and try to locate the fragments of the World Stone. Now, if players remember, at the end of Diablo 2, Tyrael had just shattered the corrupted World Stone, and those fragments were scattered all over Sanctuary. And so this is the player's opportunity to assist Deckard Cain in finding those World Stone fragments and destroying them.
So Diablo fans have always loved the loot aspect within the games. What can players expect for Diablo Immortal when it comes to loot?
Well, Diablo Immortal definitely has the familiar monster slaying action that players are familiar with. And when you kill those monsters, you want to see that loot pop out. And players will be able to grab that loot and use it to customize their characters. We've got legendary items that really change up your skills, as well as set items that confer additional bonuses to how your character plays. Now, during closed beta, we did get some feedback on our items as well as the general gameplay, and we have even more improvements planned, and we'll have more details to reveal about that as we get closer to launch.
I'm super stoked to hear about all the news coming for Diablo Immortal and the release date. Did you have any final closing thoughts for the community here today?
Well, it's a very exciting time. I'm very happy to be able to announce our launch date on June 2nd. And on behalf of the entire team, I want to thank everyone who's been supporting and showing their enthusiasm for Diablo Immortal. We can't wait to get the game into your hands. Now, our street date is June 2nd, but if you haven't yet already, just a reminder that you can pre-register for the game. It's going to be out on both iOS and Android, and of course now, PC.
Thanks again, Wyatt, for all the information. And thanks to everyone for tuning in today.
I think he's just...
For more information on Diablo Immortal, make sure to follow us on social media and to check out DiabloImmortal.com.
He was unsure
we'll see you in
what to
Westmarch.
say. But I feel like he's doing the best with what he has. Cool. Yeah, so I read a little bit about this before watching the video, but June 2nd, so it's right around the wall. So Is that the phrase I'm looking for? No. But anyway, so it's right down the road. Gonna be there soon. PC, which is great. PC crossplay, progression, friends list, all connected. Now, I play a lot of mobile games. I play Hearthstone on PC, but I'll play it on my phone. Eve Echoes, I have BlueStacks just so I can play it on my PC when I am home, but if I'm away from home, I can play it when I'm on the go. So it's nice to not need to use something like BlueStacks or an secondary source, like a secondary software, third-party software, to have to play it on PC, which that's what people would have done. So they're just trying to prevent that, which I think is good. The real key here, I think, on how successful this will be in Western markets. This is gonna be a success. Like, it don't matter what you see on Facebook, what you're reading on the forums. This is gonna make them a lot of money because this is gonna play really well in the Eastern markets. It is. But what will define its success here is how pay to win it is, which, as from everything I've read about it, it's not. A lot of it's cosmetic, to my understanding. But I need to do some more research on it. But we'll have to see what the shop looks like and what you can buy in the shop. If you're buying power, you can buy revives on bosses, like instead of having the reset. If there's timers that you can quicken with potions from the shop, if that stuff leaks into the Western market, this thing's going to be forgotten. Like, it's going to come and go over here. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. I imagine they will have those sort of things I just described in other markets. In the United States, Europe, I don't think they're going to do that. I think they know how poorly that will be received, and the game will go in the bin if they do that. So we'll have to wait and see, because I think that's really what stands out. It looks fine. Is it Diablo 4 graphics? No, but it looks fine for PC. It looks fine on mobile. And he is right. Like, the graphical density, the pixel density on phones these days, the resolution is going to look... It'll probably even look better on phones just because of how dense the pixels are. Whereas on PC, it's a little bit more blown out. I think it'll look okay. I think it'll look better on phones. But we'll see. But keep my eye on it. If there's more updates, expect more. I plan on covering Diablo Immortal on my channel as it progresses. So when more news comes out, expect to hear more here soon. And you'll definitely be seeing some gameplay as soon as I get my hands on it. All right, until next time, peace.